What is up, people?
Hi.
So, we are starting a YouTube channel to, that sounds so stupid, to, uh, to document, I guess, um, kind of our journey, our thoughts, our whatever. Um, the Sewells in the near or not too distant future will be entering the world of foster care, and don't know exactly what it's going to look like yet. Um, we can track how God's got us here, and that's kind of what this video is going to be about. But then our YouTube channel is just going to be kind of updates on how the journey's going, and so our goal for the channel is to let you guys know kind of how it's going and what's happening. But then once we become foster parents and a foster family, as weird as that sounds right now, um, just to kind of give you guys updates on how it's going. I think our family being in Texas and Louisiana, um, will might be hopefully will be interested in seeing it, and so anyway, so I don't know. Who knows how it's going to go? We might get 3 videos and then say forget this because to be quite honest, I'm not photogenic, and I hate seeing myself on a video. Jenny's a lot prettier than I am, so it ain't too bad. But anyway, so Jenny, kind of, I'll let her tell you a little bit about where where this started years ago.
Um, yeah, it did. It started years and years and years ago. I think my first feelings of with God kind of showing me in my heart that I could open my heart up to loving a child that I didn't birth really was if that makes sense. That kind of
Yeah,
sounds
no,
weird, but
that makes sense.
was when Eason was about a year and a half old. We actually, not many people know this, it's not really something I talk about, but we actually had a miscarriage. And in my time of mourning, when I was really working through that, I remember I was rocking Easton to sleep and I was just crying because I was heartbroken because I just lost a baby. And God just kind of spoke to my heart and said, there are lots of children out there that need someone like you to mother them and to love them. And just because you don't birth that child doesn't mean that you can't love them the same way. And there's tons of kids out there that need somebody that will rock them to sleep, just like you're doing to Easton and pour into them. And I remember that thought just kind of coming in my head, and I just thought, wow. And didn't really know if God was wanting us to do that at that time or what, but just kind of sat on that, and that's where it started, where God kind of planted that seed of, I may want you to do this. And so we kind of prayed about it, and we were like, we felt like God wanted us to go ahead and try for another one. So about 5 months after the miscarriage, we tried, and then the next month found out we were pregnant with Cannon and had Cannon. And then when Cannon was 13 months old, we found out we were pregnant with Judson. And so we've had our kids back to back, and all the while through all of that time, the last 6.5 years of our life, well, actually 5.5, I guess, we've really kind of had in the back of our minds of possibly adopting, more so than fostering, actually. Fostering actually has always kind of scared me a little bit. And so I guess since the last 6 months, I've really just felt in my heart like I was really ready for another child.
Yeah. So all this was happening originally. So I guess the miscarriage was November of 2011.
11. Mm-hmm.
11. And so about that time is when I think both of us were in agreement that we would adopt at some point.
Yeah.
We weren't in a place where we could do it at the time,
Yeah.
but we knew it was going to happen. We knew that we were going to have biological children and non biological children. And so fast forward, and we get to Central here in North Little Rock, and I guess a little over a year into our time here, Central begins to partner with Arkansas Baptist Children's Home, and we become part of the Connected Ministry, and the Connected Ministry is a ministry, I guess technically across the state, but it's a group of people in churches across the state that there's foster families in our church. There's I don't know, foster support families in our church that help out with transportation and sitting and childcare and respite care and you name it. So I guess a little over a year ago, we began to be introduced to the foster system in Arkansas, and I've got to know a couple of the people with the Arkansas Baptist Children's Home through being on staff at Central, and all the foster families at Central are good friends of ours, and so we've got to watch them over the last year go through everything they've gone through with their babies, and I don't know, for me, I've always known we're gonna have kids in our house that aren't that we didn't birth, and so yeah, 6 months ago, Jenny starts getting
Baby fever.
a bad case of baby fever.